welcome back. We're here to do the update. I'm hoping to bloody goodness we're live. Mercury is messing with all of us. The new moon is upon us. Been looking at the astrology for next month as well. I'm like, oh, okay. How are we all doing? Better turn the chat on or I won't see what's going on. How are we doing? Hi, Angela. Morning. It's evening for you. So I've got a blood blister. I was gardening yesterday. So I look like a farm girl. No, this isn't a new image. This is a tactical approach to not having any time to be a divine feminine, which I will be doing this weekend. Finishing the blog post on the website, launching the new membership, which the information is directly below. You can go to the website and you can take a look at the new VIP membership. And probably getting my feminine back on. Right. So let's have a look at what is coming up for the joint connection. What were we calling it this morning? I think Eagle and I were calling it 360. I called it, what did I call it? I've forgotten. Giggle will have to tell me. I can't remember. Good old Mercury in Libra. Evening, Lisa. How you doing, Dub? Joint connection, please, for the connection. I've been researching another streaming device, which actually looks great for the education content I'm going to be doing. So we'll see how that goes. Hi, Elizabeth. Yeah, I've got Farm Girl going on. Tactical approach to the hair, you know. Yeah. We'll call Divine Feminine at the moment. And lots of things to do with Divine Feminine are coming up in the media at the moment. Why is that? Because of Uranus and Taurus, you know, attacks on birthrights, belief systems. You know, Libra is all to do with it's justice. It's actually a masculine sign. So it's the fairness, it's contracts, it's partnerships. We're all looking at that at the moment. Juno's in retrograde. Neptune's in retrograde. Neptune was making an opposition, is making an opposition to the moon. So there could be a family, we'll see what comes through. There could be a family-related dynamic that's going on. There might be a need to understand other people's perspectives. You may want justice. A newfound sense of balance, big decisions that you can be making for your own life. Wow. Okay. Oh, wait till you see the cards. Jeez Louise. Okay, I'm going to pull to the right because I'm tired of saying to the left for divine masculines. I did that. Don't manifest that. That song was a point in my journey. To the left, to the left. Now I think it's more the Katy Perry song. It's never really over. So relevant. But that's only, she's really danced with me through my journey, her songs. And Adele. So, yeah, some songs from Adele were coming through psychically for me. I did put a little message. I probably should have put it in the collective. But I put something up. I was really feeling, I think it was Wednesday, Western Australian time. I had a psychic download and it was that something really big was about to pop off and it was something quite shocking. And we can see some kind of inklings of what some of those things can be, but I feel it's the unexpected. I don't feel we're actually, you know, it's something known. I feel it's something quite unexpected. So we shall see how that's going on. Divine Feminines, why do you have the Karmic card? That's interesting. What is going on with you guys? Which can be a positive thing. So very quiet for you. You're Pisces, yeah? Am I correct? Do I know my paint trams well enough yet? I can't remember, Chris. You'll have to tell me. At least you know I'm pulling the cards while we're on the screen so you know I'm not, you know, configuring them. Why would I bother doing that? I'm going to spend 2. Okay, the heart of it, please, for Divine Feminine. Whoa. Maybe we'll pull a different deck for that. Yeah, I'll pull the Abraham Hicks. I think we need some law of attraction right about now. Some Hicksy and masculine. So, I feel like it's almost this feeling that we know that something is shifting, that we have to shift the way we're doing things. But it's this feeling that something is changing, and you maybe are picking up on it in the collective. For some of you, it could be, you feel nothing's happening. Others of you, the connection, if you're very connected, you're probably going to feel the inkling of it. It's very common to, prior to reconciliation, actually having your sixth senses very high, feeling very nonchalant, almost being able to smell them, sense them, feel them. It's very large. Okay, there can be something from the past coming up. Lord. Wake up early. Haven't had brekkie. Okay, there's things that are coming up at the moment in the joint connection to do with trust. Some of you have already gone through that shadow work, but there's something that you're not trusting. Again, I do feel in the joint connection, I feel it's more to do with instincts and pain body experiences. I feel some of you can be very relaxed looking at the direct connection, but there is this feeling almost like, for some of you, it's like, who's going to go first? That's kind of the notion of what I'm getting coming through. Yes, it could be because of what's happened in the past. It might have been because of betrayals. Divine Feminine, you guys might actually be thinking all the way back to you're always initiating the communication connection. And I feel you're trying to take a new approach on. I feel within this joint connection, you're trying to be that feminine in waiting. I don't know why I get the analogy of eggs, sitting on your eggs, waiting for them to hatch. But we have the clarifier, which is, it's more the younger version of you. And I feel it's almost like there has been some intensity in the conversations and the communication, and you want to get it back into balance, but you don't quite know what to do. It's really funny, because a lot of you that I do coach, what it can be is you do go through that for a while. You do tend to look at it and go, hey, I've been communicating, I've been saying it, but they're not hearing me. And you really do have to apply it to, this is a brand new situation in every opportunity. And it's not wrong if you need to maybe word it in a different way. So those of you that are in communication, it may be that you feel you're going back over old ground. Why do you have to, be the initiator of it? And you're kind of looking at that and going, it does take two to tango. So in your mind, you're kind of like, well, if I don't, I'm not going to get any movement. But if I do, I'm always the one doing the movement. So you feel quite perplexed by it, that you don't want that to be the status quo, but it is appearing to be frustrating you. I do think some of you could be sitting with it and not necessarily getting angry about it. You could be sitting with it and saying, okay, so what is this showing me at this point? Is it some belief I hold inside myself, or is it the direct situation that you're frustrated at? Some of you are feeling that there is way too much stagnation at the moment, and you could particularly be feeling a little bit disillusioned by such. And your nerves could be a bit grated, but predominantly I'm seeing you trying to psychologically look at it. It's really strange. It's almost like you're getting the effects of Mercury moving into Virgo earlier. That's the way I can describe it. So you're kind of looking at it going, I'm trying to logically look at this. Is there a method to the madness? Have I missed something? No. Do I need to let go? Should I just trust the process and just do me? Boo. You're looking, you know that there's a potential in this. So it's not you don't know there's a potential, but the mind energy, you're trying to get yourself back into harmony. I also feel Divine Masculine is doing much the same. I feel in their life, whatever they're dealing with, as well as with the connection with you, I feel they've been taking a moment to actually say, yes, I'm aware something needs to change. I'm aware that Divine Feminine is pulling back and not enabling. You know, maybe trying to word it a different way, maybe trying to come at you in a different way, maybe not talking about those things at all. And that means, therefore, it's not a problem. But I feel it's simmering under the surface where it does come to all these interconnections and entanglements. I do feel this quiet before the storm analogy is so that this can be more successful. And I think you're just really gauging life at the moment in the joint connection. And you're like, okay, it's not that you don't want success within the connection, but you also are realizing there's obviously something in the mix that needs adjusting, because so far to date, movement hasn't really happened. So some of you particularly could be feeling that DM is dealing with the circumstance in a different way than potentially you would. Some of you also, in going over old ground, especially for those of you that are in communication, it could be that you're frustrated at beating your head against a wall and reaching the same conclusion. Some of you particularly may find that there is clarity around the new moon and beyond, that there is a compromise, that there is a way of seeing each other's perspective, but also honoring the truth of who you are. There was a pocket in my journey where I had this huge revelation, and it was within union, actually. And it was probably prior to union and then within union, where it was really integrated. And it was the fact that initially in the early stages, especially for those of you that have been on the twin flame path for a long time, those of you that are newer to it, what you'll realize is in the initial stages, you would move hell and high water. You could do anything for anyone. You know, you could do anything. You would do anything for this. But you do have this realization, and that's usually where the breakups and the breakdown happens, is that you don't have to do everything. There is this blockage in the chakra system. And I think a lot of inner child's going to come up personally, is that we have this belief that we have to be everything for everyone. And I think Libra, the scales, is we want to be fair to people. We want to be empathetic and understanding, but it can be to the detriment of our health that we have to. And I think the next moon, which is the shadow sign to Libra, is bringing these conversations up. And it can feel, for some of you, you might be like, damn on it, did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? And then it can be very, egotistical, and it can be, no, darn on it, I didn't. So you move through that stage, and it can at times look a little bit volatile, but you reach this piece that you do understand there are certain things that you just can't compromise on. So I feel internally for both parties, both masculine and feminine, I feel divine masculine knew that that was the case, but divine masculine also within their inner emotion of their personal divine feminine energy, they're coming to terms with the fact that that's a factor. All right. So it's not necessarily that you're the problem. It is that they're coming to terms with the fact that something has to change. You're the golden trophy in their mind, right? Whatever they're currently dealing with, it is causing conflict. It's going to need to come to an end within their power. And sometimes it's about that forgiveness, that we can't be something for somebody else. So they could be taking on a very traditional paradigm. And it's interesting that Uranus and Taurus is making, interesting hard aspects, and the next eclipse coming up is Taurus. So I do feel where it does come to these sudden changes, I feel it's going to be sudden. I feel it's going to be this dynamic that as divine feminine is pulling back, becoming disillusioned, feeling very detached, that divine masculine is feeling that energy, but they're also going through that spiritually within a circle that they're currently dealing with right now. Yep, right up in the ego, really casting critical eye. I told you I was feeling, because whatever this is, something, and I did say September was Jenga. September was Jenga, pulling things out, unbearable circumstances, things that don't work in our life. And I feel, the burden can be, each party here does have a burden. You have one on your side, feminine. Masculine has one on theirs. Sometimes we can even hold guilt in our own life when we don't even know it. It can be, but that's what the status quo has been. So this is always going to be. So, similar to Lisa, the request has been, and unless I coached you, I wouldn't be able to dig into it. The belief has been is that we needed to be something for the circumstance and needed to understand it. And what we need to understand is these karmic cycles actually formed without us. You know, we didn't need to be part of it. We may have chosen these karmics for this path in our life because we do choose, we do tend to select a chain of events to happen to get us to where we are in life. But something is becoming, it's the stagnation, the burden, the emotion, carrying it like a heavy cross to bear. It's too much. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. I want to know deeper what this is. Have to be punchy because I do have a lot of clients today. Feel free to book a reading on the website. We do have a sale up at the moment. Thank you, Ange. I didn't know I hadn't opened it. I was like, there's a sale on the website. No, that's not. So it's open now. Yeah, spiritually, I think, especially because Juno is really to do with the spiritual connection, marriage. We've got Neptune retrograde. Neptune was making, and if this is just blah, blah, blah to you, I understand. I've got your back. Next month, Juno, the marriage asteroid, which is going to affect the Twin Flame Collective, is going direct. I believe it's the 22nd. That's got any Juno transits has always shifted me in my life, and it has affected me, and it's definitely affected my twin or whomever I was in the connection with. So when I do cover the astrology, it is for your benefit that I can tell you the ebbs and flows, the peaks, what's going to happen with your ascension. That's the only reason I studied it, because I was sick of being on the floor. So here we have the faith card, which is so much Pisces, it's ridiculous. Losing faith in our power, losing faith in giving our power away, unable to enable. And I did talk to Giggle about this on my ascension path. It was back, you know, and I even talked to Marlo, the work therapist. And we did talk about this, I think it was about 6 months ago, and we mentioned the fact that our early stages of reading and how we did them, I can't say it was sugarcoating, but it was a light way prior to the Great Conjunction of articulating via our guides towards the collective of what was happening. That shifted, and it was almost like liar, liar. So this in your own personal lives would be happening. In the early stages, you might have sugarcoated things. You might have been very, I've got to pussyfoot around this situation. Where it's coming to, it's forcing you to be transparent, to be straightforward, not necessarily judgmental, because you do learn the further into your ascension path you get. Everything's divinely guided. You're always on the right path. We can choose the harder way to learn things, but we inevitably do get there. So this, for some, can feel like you're being dragged kicking and screaming. For others, it can be that pure acceptance, that non-judgment, that I have to let this down. I have to, and it's more to do with the mindset, the belief of what justice looks like, regardless of if it looks pretty or ugly, and that can even be in the collective. So step back, observe it at the moment like a painting. Keep yourself in balance, because there is something to do with faith and belief. Sometimes this faith and belief, especially when I had my breakup, which is matching a lot of the first waves at the moment. You guys are going to be moving into union energy with self first, then twin. Disillusionment. Am I a twin? Am I on an awakening path? Tired of being in the 5D, need to be in the 3D, integrating back into society, coming back out of hermit mode. Some of you are going to be doing that, and so you're going to feel the pull on your spine through the Kundalini, where you feel you're, moving, ascending, you're really going like a bat out of hell, and you're excited about life finally, and then you're going to feel pulled back. But it's a test, but it also means that that's anchoring the DM up. Some of you are going to feel as though you need to rest, recoup, recover. Just really throwing caution to the wind and trusting the process that it is going to be okay. So you can't lose what is yours. Could there be circumstances to do with finances and you feel you're going to go back over to old ground? Yes, but you're throwing caution to the wind. I'll do some videos, like I said, after this month, finishing the old memberships I had there, starting a new membership. A lot of the classes and education content will be provided. Some coaching sessions. I've got one up already for October, I believe. It's all either October or November. And regularly I'll do it, and it's to check in with your chakras, what's blocking you, how to work it out. Because the more you work on yourself, you're making union with self, and you know you're great. But I'll go into energy updates. So the uncertainty is, oh my gosh, am I going to be okay? Is something going to be taken from me? There could be some shadow work. But I feel there could be a circumstance surrounding finances, because I do feel this is a tower moment, but the tower moment usually provides you with a brand new beginning. So universe knows where you need to be. And if you're having the download psychically, masculine or feminine, what you need to do, and you're not honoring it, well, universe comes in and does it for you. And that could be if you have guilt that you are going to let somebody down, or so always listen, don't avoid whatever that is for you. Abraham Hicks card. I can focus on my physical well-being. I'm noticing it's a 4. Fourth house is family and home. The new moon in Libra is going to be in family and home. Look at that. It's like psychologically in the joint connection, you feel entangled. I'm noticing it's almost like olive leaves coming through and flowers. And you're kind of looking back. You're like, but there's peace, right? It's almost like Jupiter, the bird, the peace bird is flying up. It's white, it's pure. The blue, Mercury. Inner child entanglement. So it's like, you're going to be okay. And we always are, right? Let's read the card. It is not attention to lack of wellness that makes you unwell. It is the attention to lack of many things, chronic attention to the unwanted things. I said this week. You are so psychic in the Twin Flame Collective. I literally for 25 years manifested everything that happened on my journey. And when I had that epiphany back in 2017, I was like, my third eye was so active in manifesting that I would think one thing and 20 seconds later it would happen. And I went, oh crap. You must be careful. If you channel something, or you're tuning into the karmic, or you're tuning into your twin flame and you're freaking out, that's in your chakra. Work it out and change the channel, because you will manifest it. And if you don't like what you're freaking out about, do the work, keep your head busy, do something productive. Try to not go into that monkey mind of going, but I would need to move this and I would need to move that in order for them to come towards me. Or if you have to say something, but this is what they'd say, this is what they do, drop that. Speak from your side of the fence. Don't speak for them, and you won't manifest poorly. Okay? So literally I would manifest everything, and I was like, Dana, if I just known that, and just let go and went with the flow. Anything went in my mind, not thinking it, wrong channel. There's something to do with this partnership coming up. If there is a third party and you're like, they would need to do this, they would need to do that, you need to tune out of it. Don't get too specific about what your union will look like, because I feel you could be a little bit specific at the moment. And it's like, if you feel there's a blockage, honestly, just go, they can work it out. Universe will work it out. Because there's a lack of trust here with this. Both of you have had hurt. Both of you have had trust issues. Both of you might have been for a while in too much divine masculine energy, and you've got to be the yin to the yang. There is something happening here. Some of you could be getting to a point you're going, you know what, and I said this before, it's a little bit like, okay, I remember back to my stage in separation, one of the occasions. There was many. And my daughter had moved out, went into hermit mode, not many people talking, and I just went into hermit mode. I put myself in isolation, basically, which could look like depression, but it was chosen. It was, no, I'm putting myself in the naughty corner. I'm going to do my work, and I'm going to not get scared to be alone. I'm going to, any challenge that is thrown, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to deal with it. And so when you do that, you're facing your fear-based frequencies. You're not projecting the blame at another person. When the blame comes up psychologically, you do the shadow work. And so then there was nothing then, which I'm sure there is. At that point, it helped me realize my hopes and dreams and aspirations, which is before it was all masculine, or a person, a place, or thing, and it became me. I feel some of you could be finally getting the gist of, oh, wow, I've got all this free time. What could I be doing with this time? And I feel both parties do have ambitions, but it's almost like you complement each other. So the complement of it is, Twin said to me when we reconciled, he goes, my only job is to make you happy. And I went, no, it's not your job to make me happy. And see, that was our reality in all our previous relationships, was our relationship is a job, which we can have disagreements. We don't have to see eye to eye. You can have your hopes and dreams. You can have a parent that dies. Can they make you happy if your parent dies? No, it's a feeling you're embodying. So nobody can really fill that cup, or if somebody has hurt you, they can't bear that cross because you have had a multitude of letdowns in your life. What we're actually doing then is putting a gate up so that person can't get in. So if they are going through a situation, which I can see Divine Feminine is thinking about the karmics, it can be really causing issues. Okay, some of you are worried about these individuals because you think they have power. Some of you are feeling that they are a little bit dangerous. Foundation of it, insecurities, control, and jealousy. Wanting to have your, there could be a dispute over money. We've got the Devil card. Now, I feel this is because Pluto is going direct. So Pluto going direct is going to bring gossip up, the shady individuals that are causing conflict, able to face the belief of how we feel. If there is insecurity and you are embodying it because you are feeling it coming through your counterpart or it's happening in you, both parties feel it. But I feel as you're moving forward, this is what moves the stagnation out. Nobody can take from you what is truly yours. And I feel there is a concern that there is somebody here that is malice, that is trying to stir the pot, maybe trying to manipulate it and block it. This could be a confrontation. I also feel Divine Feminine is like, if they know that there's a circumstance that needs to be dealt with, an old situation. I'm seeing the Devil card as an old situation of entanglement. Especially those of you that are in communication or union, you could be talking about it to problem solve. But there's something that's outdated and it's being pulled out. Now, masculine's coming through feeling like they're all over the shop, right? Now, how can this look? They can feel the pressure. It can be the pressure to be something for someone, the pressure to do something for someone. But I feel they're very intuitive at the moment. So the pressure psychologically they're feeling. You can't make it up. Clarify. Pressure. Third eye, okay? Mercury. Headaches. If you guys were getting headaches 3 days ago, I got it from the collective. Masculines are, and I think it's also in the masculine attribute of our life, trying to problem solve, trying to think, trying to deal with things. How do we do this? And it's red, it's foundation, it's home, it's yellow, the inner child, protectiveness, creativity. How can you be creative to solve some of these problems? I feel Divine Masculine has a toilet roll of issues. I just love this. Look at that. The toilet roll of issues, which is true because we put that, it's that society's standard of what's appropriate and what's not. And it's so judgmental at the moment with Mars and Gemini that they feel it. They know they can't make everyone happy. Something's got to give. They're worn out by it. Some of them could have bills a mile long. Others could have situations of dreams they're wanting to address that they're physically put on hold and they're tired of that. And they're like, okay, I need to think about this. They are going to, they've had to change the way they're handling it. They have known this for a long time. Change is inevitable. They're resentful at the fact that there has been control in their life. They're frustrated at the fact that, okay, this is what they're saying. They're frustrated that you don't get they love you. They're like, do I have to keep explaining it? Because we have this belief in separation that if they loved me, they'd be here. Yet I have used this analogy for so many years. If you have someone that you love nearest and dearest and they passed over, doesn't mean they don't love you, doesn't mean you don't love them. And because they're not here, you're not allowed to love them. So psychologically, they're like, it's doing their head in. They're trying to articulate how they feel. Some of them are going to be more in the communication zone, right? How do I explain? It's like you're expecting and having an attachment to, this is the sentence that needs to occur for me to believe you. Yet they are subliminally telling you, trying to show you, doing the very best they can in the current circumstances, in their opinion. Which is why we do need to see, not from a pain body experience, but from an observation point of view of what they're handling right now. They are having some insecurities. They do feel as though they know that there's either an insecure person around them, that they are at times feeling unworthy, that there's some jealousy that can be cropping up in their own energy. Also, the jealousy also can be done, or not. Why haven't I had my life together? Why isn't my life together? I feel reaching this new moon, it's bringing this to a head, and this could be, especially for those that are in karmic relationships, getting to a point they're just realizing that a circumstance has been controlling them, like the Devil card in Tarot. I'm going to bring the Devil card out again. They want me to. And the third party card is there. And it's upright now. And I feel it's interferences. Two paths, right? Two paths. They're wanting this connection, but there's a connection and contract they're dealing with, and they're feeling it's semi-cursed. It's doomed to fail. They know where it's not hot. They know what's not working. This could be where they actually have to seek justice. They're almost worried it's not going to go in their favor. And I've said this 100 times. In layman's terms, in the spiritual community, we tend to look at love through our own lens. It's a little bit like reading a story and it's Cinderella and we know how it's going to go, right? But you could write that book so many different ways. Okay, they're feeling so, it's funny, the Abraham Hicks card is, they're trying to get a wrap around their head with all these problems, all these conditioning and expectations, because they've got a lot. There's a lot happening that we don't know about. This card was in reverse, which means they do feel psychologically some of these problems they're actually dealing with are not theirs. They don't need to always be fair to everyone. Sometimes you can't. Justice, what's justice? You can find yourself in an endless loop where you explain that you feel negative because of a negative behavior or someone else. But if instead you take control of your own emotions and you think and improve thought because it feels better to do so, you can turn it around. And that, I think sometimes this is what they were thinking. I have to do better. I've got to do more. The forgiveness of self due to a situation playing out in a karmic cycle, especially with you. Some of it they feel they're giving their power away, but it's more them trying to emotionally come to terms with the fact that they have actually made a decision. You have no real control of what anyone else does in their vibration. I learned that the hard way. But you have complete control over your own thoughts, vibrations, emotions, and point of attention. And this is the breakthrough. So it's starting like this. The reason it's happening is so that it can come like this. And I did say, Kami mentioned this. It's the fact that the transits for the masculine through the 12th house, plus Jupiter retrograde and Juno retrograde, is like they've had this revelation that an ending is here. We go from the 12th house to the 1st house. So because that transit had just happened, it's in Aries, so they're healing personally themselves. They need to digest that, then it happens in the 3D. So if you do come across readings and they're like, Divine Masculine's coming in, you'll always hear that prior to it happening. All right? Feminine, your blockage is the karmic, but it's not the karmic. Am I the karmic? You're feeling, this card is my karmic in the deck. You're thinking too much about it. You could be thinking about past hurts, grievances, the status quo of the connection. There's always going to be a third party. Remember, the joint connection is both of you on each side of the fence are going through a belief that you're stuck, but you're really not. And where the problem is, right? The problem is the solution. Because if a karmic was terrible, yes, psychologically from the cards and especially from your personal experience in your own life, do you keep doing something that is horrible forever? And I'm not talking about the twin flame path. Look back to a connection, a friendship, a job that got to a point it was just too much. The only reason some of them remain so long is potentially our behavior inside of that. And that can be becoming a therapist to the person, presuming that they know that you love them and never speaking it. Being patient because you think that's what's appropriate. And patient, it's not that patience is an issue. Gauging it and knowing how to deal with it without walking on eggshells is key. And I feel some of you are thinking there's a third party or that there's always going to be an issue. And so, could be a family entanglement. Some of you are also in your own lives having this feeling that something in your own family and environment and home is changing. So you're kind of like, okay, I haven't had the help that I would have liked to have had in my life. I've had to be the masculine and the feminine. Lots of wounds coming up in the heart. I feel whatever this is, though, you're trying to look at it. It's almost like, the Cinderella story to you is dead. You're like looking at love through a different lens. And look, the Cinderella story being dead doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a very non-romanticized, realistic view, not a codependent view, where you're looking at it and going, well, if I can do everything on my side, I would like to spend time with you, but I actually don't need you. And that's a healthier love than I need you because I need to move. I need you because I'm broke. I need you because I'm, having this emotion coming up. So some of you are doing that. But I do feel ultimately you're like, okay, what is the next way I can deal with this romantic connection with my twin in a healthy way? I'm fighting. What am I fighting for? And the fighting in your tone, not speaking. And when we say speaking truth, it doesn't mean going into it dictatorship. It means this is how I feel with X, Y, and Z. And no attachment, but actually going into it with a statement. They can say, but you need to accept the karmic. Well, I'm not sleeping with karmic. I empathize with your position. I feel ... Yeah, but you need to know, what do you need to do? Why do you feel that? Asking the pivotal questions, whatever that be. So I feel there's almost this frustration of, okay, why am I fighting? Some of you can be thinking, why am I fighting for this? You don't have to fight for the connection. It's yours. Because you're a joint energy upgrading your system like a reboot of a hard drive, so you can be in harmony for this. There is a bit of an ego coming here, but it's almost like the steps you're taking is so that you can have happiness. There is going to be justice here for you, but you have to be careful how you address it. I will visualize well-being simply for the joy of visualizing. And some of you are like, okay, Mercury retrograde, I'm going to go into hermit mode. If communication comes through, you're supposed to communicate, you dorks. Don't hide from it just because it's Mercury retrograde. There's no magic recipe. You have to go through, whatever things come up, address them as they come up. Don't feel you're going to go into hermit mode and hide, till the clouds. There's always going to be a cloud. Realize that you can function in the cloud. It's really interesting. I'm talking about the cloud. Take 15 minutes daily thinking pleasant scenarios regarding your body and your soul intent of enjoying your body and appreciating its strengths and stamina and flexibility and beauty. Some of you are like, I'm going to get the sexiest body and then I'll be loved. Get the sexiest body to feel good about yourself. Do that for you. So that if that was a blockage and you were thinking, oh, they won't love me, there's always somebody hotter than me. There's always going to be something hotter than us, honestly, always. But nobody will ever be you. And that's the thing. So you'll even get over that. When you visualize for the joy of visualizing rather than with the intention to correcting some deficiency, I did say manifestation, right? Because it's in reverse. If it's to problem solve a situation on your twin site, stop wasting your time. Do a cord cutting. Forgive the karmics. And you're going, you'll just forgive the karmics. Release the karmics. I release you from your entanglement with me. I set you free to move forward on your path. Okay? Sometimes by us thinking of them, they remain because we are holding that chapter there in a belief system. So if it is to manipulate the situation, which you don't tend to look at it, it's like, okay, if this and this and this moved, therefore I would get what I need. Actually look at it that you don't need to do that. But look at it as, okay, I was thinking what the karmic and the masculine were doing. I was thinking what the tribe and the masculine were doing. Instead, you could think, I have my pina colada. This was me back in 2018 mindset. I have an amazing life. Why would somebody not want to share it with me? I have bliss. I have peace. I'm not fighting with anyone. Of course, somebody would want to be here with me. You have to meet that vibration to be able to attract that in. And I even said this to my sister, which is funny because the sun moving into Libra is about you getting into harmony. You may be starting to take better care of yourself, better self, selfhood. So when you visualize the outcome, something that is wrong, your thoughts are debilitated with the lackfulness, okay? In time, your physical condition will dominate your thoughts. So it's, how do I say it? It's going to hold you up far better if you give it to universe, but you actually are, and it's not you have to be perfect at all times. Don't think that as a twin, feminine or masculine, that you have to be perfect at all times. If you're having a bad day, you're in a bad day, right? Go and have a shower. Give yourself permission to maybe have 10 minutes on it. The better into your ascension process you get. And note what happens. Note what psychologically is coming up. I do feel what I'm seeing here, I do feel a major decision's being made. I do feel there is going to be a significant shift in divine feminine, and it might be a bit testing for you to integrate. I'm hoping some of the advice I gave inside this video is preparing you for it. It does feel, look, even though it's a new moon, you look at it as beautiful, but what I'm seeing is it could be a little bit tricky to find that balance, because if the ego is involved, and the sun will move into Libra, so the ego will in fact be in that judgment energy, I feel it may be initially difficult for you to balance. Practice detachment. If that comes up in you, it's because whatever this is quite big, right? And I feel anxious even saying that. Big. I'm going to pull 3 cards, what we need to know about this. I feel this could happen suddenly. I feel that masculine is in this. This usually will come as a, okay, right, I've accepted it. I accept what I need to do. I have thought about this too long. I cannot make everyone happy. Could this cause conflict with feminine and masculine? Only if you're arguing. You know, speak from your side of the fence. Listen. What we deem as justice, what they deem as justice can be 2 different things. Let's get further clarifier of what this tense energy is, please. Because I tell you, it feels yuck. Breathe in. Somebody tense in the house. Who's panicking? Who's panicking? I've got a panicker in the house. I do feel that also for some could be that the karmic wants to get married. It just started ringing. Okay, you're not looking after yourselves. Look after yourselves. This is what the revelation is. Okay, this is affecting me. I need to nurture myself. I need to listen. I need to tune in. I need to also come back to my own personal faith system. But remember, your faith system and belief systems can be different to divine masculines and how they deal with it. But I feel the confidence and the courage is coming up. But I do feel some of you could actually have some clarity. There could be some new information that comes towards you. I feel it's also your feeling, you know, something would need to change in order for you to feel in a safer vibration, a more stable way of being. For some of you, it may be that you feel that you need to go in a totally different direction. Yeah, due to the pain of the past. For some of you, it could be that you are taking a break of thinking on that. Some information and gossip, I feel, is coming in. It could feel as though it's taking you in a different direction. It could be to do with the third-party situation. Fresh start, okay? Whatever this is, it's sending us in a new direction. But it feels a new approach. That's what it feels more like. A new chapter, turning over a new leaf inside of your own aura of your personality traits. It feels you're going to be different after this. And I feel that it's fresh. It feels fresh. We're definitely going to be different next month. Whatever this is a test. Be careful what you're thinking. You may manifest what you're thinking. Some of you feel your intuition has told you that something is occurring. Is it based on previous experiences or your intuition? That's what you've got to decide, because sometimes it's more to do with the fact that it's been the status quo. Yeah, some of you are thinking that something isn't completely over. Look, that doesn't mean to say it's not going to be over, but it also could have been during Mercury retrograde that some return to communicating with karmic individuals, especially if they were solo. But I feel they're only going to see the same thing. So if that's the fact, trust the process. You don't need to push, but you can bring these old situations up. I even feel for some of you, you're going to have an opportunity to talk to your twin about these old situations. Yeah, about the things that you didn't like, that maybe weren't working, that took you away from loving yourself and made you feel as though, you weren't getting your happiness. You were getting bad luck due to such. Where is the twin flame deck? Okay, we're going to use these. They're making me go the long way around, aren't they? Okay, your guides are helping you. There's something here helping you. Okay, some of you are like... Some of you have given your twin the notion that you guys are friends, and it's not, you're not, but you compartmentalized yourself into being a friend, a therapist, a particular role, and you need to put that hat down. That's not your job. You can listen, but don't discount what you need to say due to some circumstances that are going on. So if the communication comes in, my guides are showing me, you put yourself in the friendship zone, right? So you were trying to be helpful, understanding, compassionate, and you put your wishes on hold. So I feel this is some sense of confusion is coming in, because I actually feel some divine masculine is having a revelation that they don't want you to be the friend. They want you to be the partner. They could particularly be testing you, but they think you're exploring your options because they feel you just want to be a friend with them because you don't trust them. Be direct. I'm getting a few different messages here. I just heard it again. Keep it simple, stupid. I don't know why I keep hearing that term. Okay, some of you are going to be throwing things out. If you start throwing things out, you're moving. Quick 101 on movement. If you feel you're not resonating with your clothing, your hair, a physical environment, and things are shifting around in your home, I feel that this creative energy is coming in. I do feel we're going to see a lot of pregnancies. Every time I say something and they're confirming it, my ear starts ringing. Some of you, your wish is actually manifesting. It's your dreams are going to come true, but it's because you simplified your life. It looks attractive. They're trying to be like Mike. Let's put it that way. I feel if you how can I explain it? You're thinking it's no, so therefore you're accepting your life, but I feel there's crosswise here. I do feel for some of you, if you do end up reaching communication, be open to restating the obvious. They just keep saying it, restate the obvious. Because I think there's maybe been too much conversation about the karmic and the past and not as much about what you actually want. With a food baby, creativity. I mean, it's the inner child. It could be the direct home. It could be a new project. It could be art, self-expression, self-indulgence, eating, changes in diet, but it feels creative. It also could be some changes with your children as well, for those of you that have children. Okay, Do I see that I think through this read, obviously it appears to be that communication is coming in. I think masculine has had a bit of time to think over these things. How you approach it is going to be key. Yeah, it's ringing again. I also feel as though some of the things I've mentioned in this video are probably going to help you. So obviously you're going to have to take quite a straightforward approach when you're dealing with this. I definitely do a cord cutting. Stop thinking that they're a problem. We have enough problems, okay? They're not your problem, not the masculine, not the karmics, not whatever's going on there, not the entanglements, either financial or other. Try and have tunnel vision, as in you're focusing on that lane. And if you need to say something, there's never a good day. All right. Yeah, we can do super chats. Anyone want a super chat? Because I definitely feel as though it's almost some divine feminines have felt that you can't do something, but it's you can, okay? If that means communication, if that means stating the obvious, go for gold. My guides are showing me. Put it on the table. How they deal with it, they usually walk away 2 weeks later, they've digested it, and it's for them to say yay or no. But I just keep getting state the obvious. Any super chats before I love you and leave you? Get on it now, or because I've got 1 hour max. I have clients. So that was a bit of a long channeled message. I think I will sit with it this week, and anything that my guides actually show me, I'm going to start jotting down. You know, yeah, you're going to be seeing eye to eye. Yes, I address things. Don't put them on the back burner, I feel, at the moment. Super chat's open. Giggle. Let's see what's coming up for you. I feel you're going to get a perspective. I feel that some information is coming through for you. I don't know. Am I your lucky charm? Because I hear 3. I don't know if it's 3 weeks, 3 days, but I hear 3. Whenever we bloody talk, they contact you, don't we? I have that habit with you too. Do you know, honestly, whenever I channel your twin, I do see the father. I do feel something is going on with the father. Something is coming to an end on that side of the fence. But you're questioning, is it over? You could be feeling as though for you it's over. Like you don't want it to be over, but you feel subconsciously like, is it over? Now that can be contextual. So could it be with the karmic third party? Yes. Could it be, you know, when is it over? When is it going to come to a head so I can actually have this physically moving forward? Look at this, it looks like. What's that show? I've changed the banner somehow. I don't know how I did that. I think it's the size. Maybe because I have this open. Oh, there you go. Now I don't look like I'm being decapitated. Okay. I thought that was really funny personally. Is it like Tim the Tall Man and, you know, they're behind the giving advice? Maybe that's how I should do the card readings. So there is an ending and a new beginning. Something that was a burden is being put down, but you could hear some gossip. It might be looking on social media and seeing something and presuming. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. What is it to do with? Is it real or is it not? That's your question. Remember, I did say be careful because most of what we're seeing on social media probably isn't true. Mercury retrograde, right? Yeah, you're like, are they still together? Are they still together? You feel a little bit manipulated. being shown, it could be, look, this could be something you're thinking or directly what's happening. It may be, in fact, that there is a severing of finances and a sharing of resources. Spiritually, you know, because of all the circumstances, you're looking at it like maybe they are not in their masculine energy. Maybe they didn't break up. So you're in two minds. It's like you've got two... You're in two minds here. Don't stress. Don't stress. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Yeah, it feels as though, look, what I'm getting is there is still a tidy up. And I feel regardless, my guides are saying to me, even if this person has gone back over old ground, what I'm getting is don't freak out. It's going to be fine. That the tension, it won't change the fact that the tension is still there in the connection. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you're still having your reunion. The person's still focused on you. So they're delaying. If that is the case, they're delaying the inevitable. But I think I think they keep thinking about travel, but they do want a reunion with you. So I don't get a bad feeling, Eagle. It is causing some emotions to come up in you, but gauge it. I feel, you know, this could be, you know, for you, this is a different. I'm also seeing somebody try to tear you up with someone. Have fun with that. Who do we have next? But yeah, I do feel you'll get some gossip though. If anyone's putting anything into PayPal, just give the moderators an update. I tell you. Okay, so we have Char. Hey, Char. Have you gone goth yet? I was looking for my black lipstick. This is purple. Not that you can see it. This bloody light's shit. Char, what's going on? I thought we balanced your chakras last week. Char, seriously, girl. Ah. Oh, wow. Okay, you've had a shift. You have had a shift. That's okay. You're welcome, Deborah. Okay, my guides told me that your perspective has shifted, I would say, in the last, more than likely the last week, right? Now you're looking at yourself as the golden trophy. Has it shifted that radically? This literally feels like you can get down on your knee and propose to me, but it felt more an analogy. It's, all right, just try not to go to extremes. Try to keep the equilibrium, okay? These aeroplanes, right, they're very, because last week it was down here. This week it's all the way up here. You've got to try and find that medium ground or your ascension becomes very staggered. Now you're really high up there, but just bring it neutral down because you're like, you can do this for me now. My name is Snow. Like, just calm down. Okay, because that's like get on your hands and knees and beg. That's how it felt. You want to calm that down because then it's going to block it. And it's, yes, 100% you are, but you're equal. Equal in worthiness of forgiveness, equal in worthiness of love. And so try and keep it neutral. You're picking up on his energy, something chronic, right? Because then you have this excessive swing and it's like super highs and super lows. You're trying to put the past behind you. You're trying to put the betrayal behind you. You're like, look, it is what it is. You know, you might have gone through the But your aura, you're still open, okay? You've got to protect your crown chakra because you're going to have ascension up and down. Just be ready. But it's high. It feels good. It just feels a little bit too high. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, see, ego, cockiness. What I say to my sister yesterday, you are the prize. She went to the candy shop and she goes, now I've got that song stuck in my head. She's like, yes, I am. I am the candy shop. If you had seen it, it was hilarious. And I was like, okay, settle down. So she started singing Candy Shop. She's going to kill me for that. Why are you sharing my secret? You're like, I don't know if I want a relationship now. I got enough problems on my plate. I don't know if I want a relationship. You know, I'm the prize. You're going to have to work harder for it. You're even thinking, well, maybe I should play the field. What's that song? That cockiness. Yeah. You're even wondering why the hell he did. Don't listen to gossip, okay? I'm telling you. Not everything is as it seems at this point. This could be seeing something on social media. Okay, you're going to get some information that's going to come towards you. This is either going to come through a psychic channeled message, or it could be that it's physical information via Facebook, Instagram, email, and you're going to look at it like, I'm in a better position than I thought. Tell me what it is, Char. You feel free. You can inbox me on Skype or the website, or touch base with me next week. But it feels whatever this is, it's going to get you, something's going to boost your confidence. Their energy, I would say they're thinking quite a bit in the 3D at the moment, Char, because it's very calm, but it feels they're having to address something to deal with the circumstance. Now, I'm also hearing the term acceptance. So acceptance could be on the fact that what they're doing, they're currently not liking. Hi, Dal. How are you? I think StreamYards has done an upgrade because all these, like last week, we didn't have the image of this that big. I feel like I need a high chair so I can be up here. Okay, I can see 3 friends around you. I can see a social event. It feels like a get-together. This could be, I do feel 3 female friends. I feel there's going to be news of a happy event. I actually see this feels, you could be at a coffee shop or a restaurant. It feels a get-together, but I can see 3 people. This person may know your love interest. Confirm if that is so. Hi, Ben. I checked your channel out. So professional. I feel that somebody around you is going to get married. I can see three people. Look, I feel there's advancement in some shape or form. Are you moving? I'm being shown children. Now that can be, do you have children? I'm being shown children here. What is the subject relating to children? Look, I feel in your energy, you do feel grounded. You're thinking quite a bit. You're open. You don't share all the privy information to particular friends because you've got your smarts, like you're smart the way you handle it. There's definitely something changing around your environment or your family. This could be siblings or it could be your children. But I can see 2 children. You have 2 possibilities here. You have 2 paths. This could be a current partner. This could be, but it's 2 paths. Sister is getting married and my brother is having a baby. There you go. Don't think you're left on the shelf because the best is yet to come. You're not saying anything. I also feel there might be a dispute with somebody. Somebody's being a bit pushy. I don't think you're the type of person to growl. Okay? Does the sound keep going in and out? Mercury retrograde. Let's close these windows. Is it okay now? I just keep looking at this card and really, look, there could be a very direct conversation. I feel there is a group around you at the moment that are in conflict. I feel that you're being maybe the partial one in the circumstance. You're trying to keep out of all the jargon, right? But you are coming up with a 5 of Wands. You're trying to get out of something. That can be a funk. It can be a mindset. It could be a group situation that's a little bit tedious. Look, if you are in a career sector, for some reason, I just feel your purpose is going to be shifting. And I do see a lot of money coming. Where it does come to love, though, I feel you're kind of looking at everyone else and it's looking all peachy and movement forward. And you're kind of saying, hey, what about me? Where's my life going? Where to from here? I have a very good feeling for you, love. I don't get a bad feeling. I feel there's going to be some brand new opportunities coming through. I feel that you're just doing it differently. They're showing me 3. Now, I feel whatever this is, it's really big, but I feel you're going to be working on something psychologically for 3 months. It doesn't feel down in the dumps. It feels natural steps that you're taking for your life movement. I do feel you're going to have a lot of opportunities. This is going to be quite big for you. It's almost like you're the swan in the story and everyone else around you has been shining and having all this great bloody luck. And I feel it's like you're going under the wave and coming up and your luck is coming and they are foolish for not seeing that this was always destined for you. But this actually feels very positive. But the key to it is, I feel, is that wherever there is conflict, try and keep away from it. Just ignore it. Let them sort it out, okay? Let them sort it out. Where it does come to love, you're trying to be cautious. I even feel there could be babies for you because they were mentioning babies. What star's on you? Where's we going? But yeah, there could be some hiccups. There could be some hiccups. Yeah, career, money, I can see. You need to shine more, doll. You need to not put yourself on the back burner because I feel my guides are showing me it's almost like you underestimate yourself, and I really feel as though, how do I put it? Yeah, don't hide. Shine. How you doing, Dawn? How's dude? Leo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No wonder I felt pregnancy. Hold on. Be careful. You do have some people around you that are very, very, very keen on you. Yeah, it's like you've got it in you. You just, I think you just hold back. It's like you hold yourself back. You don't need to, because I feel you actually have better ideas than other people around you. Plus, I just think you don't want drama. So, Dawn, let's have a look at yours. You're like, I don't know why I'm hearing this song. I love Dawn. We should just get Dawn in for karaoke one day. Dawn and karaoke. Okay, so in your opinion, you feel this person is freaking out and they're never going to commit to you. But that's your belief. That's not the reality, okay? Because you're looking at it 2, 3D and cookie cutter and traditional. Third party, right? Is it appropriate that I talk about this? Is it appropriate? Just cut to the chase, Dawn. Love of God, Dawn. Say it. Say it. Haven't you ever had those moments where someone's like, what's the problem? What's the problem? And you're like, I'll tell you what the problem is. That's, yeah, you've got to. It's not illegal. It is the problem. No, I don't want to have dinner with driving Miss Daisy and pretending this is a beautiful, happy family. It's not fair on myself. I don't like it. I accept your choices. If you really want to know what the deal is, I don't like it. I wanted to go back to the way it was before. Well, before we were together. So, yeah. Is that what you meant? Me too. We had a simple life. You're like, what do you mean? Like, this is you. Look, this is give my heart a break. All right? Give my heart a break. You're like, look, I'm trying to get in your head. I feel all your energy. You know, energy vampires, don't you love it? You're like, I need to recover. I need some space. I need some happiness. I just need some peace. But the conversation, because I think you're scared that if you say something, it's going to come out, but you already said something. No, I don't like the karmic. You don't have to. You don't. It's not we hate people, but it's like, no, we're not best friends. You just need to accept it. Code feminine. I see you. Okay. So you're like, no, really don't enjoy that person's company. They don't treat me right. I have been adult and understanding and compassionate, and, you know, you keep making me eat shit, and I don't like it. I think if you address it, he feels you will actually, you want a fresh start. You're like, look, I'm actually ready for a relationship. So, you know, I had thought it was going to be with you, but clearly you're really happy with Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm really happy for your choices, but that gives me the clarity that I can move forward with my life. This is what he's thinking is going to happen. He wants to hear it from you, but he also knows he's wanting you to say it, okay? He wants you to talk about it. He's pushing you. He's poking the dinosaur. He knows, right? But he's wanting it to come from you. Because you need to say it properly in their language. Where's a pen? This has happened so many times to me. I'm like, where's the pen? Okay, I'm going to paint a picture of, and it's not to say all masculines are like that. I would never bother compartmentalizing and putting people into categories. Waste of time. Can't find a pen. Generally, when a person's beating around the bush and they're going through things, if they're pushing you to say something And they're saying, I've done everything for you. I've done this, I've done that. I don't want to lose you. You're like, okay, well, let's just talk about, I'd laugh if there was an elephant on this page. Let's see. Where's it? Let's get an animal totem for doing it. Let's address the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the blockage in this path is you are currently married. And the blockage in this path is that I am attached to a person who is married. Right. So, are you going to go to jail if you're saying, okay, well, you've been asking me what the issue is. You, my friend, want to be my friend, and I have friends. And we are friends in the twin flame connection, right? We are. But there's also the Libra scales. You don't have to be everything for everyone. If you were so happy with everything you were doing, you would not be coming over to take a break from the karmic, even if it's just to have a cuppa or a smoke. So you then can state the obvious. Well, I'm going to paint it for you. I chose to wait. Yeah, something's coming to an end. Dawn, your guides are telling you, own your power. To bring it because you're scared what it will do. But it's doing it so that you have to be willing to lose things because you haven't got it anyway in the way you want yet. So it's okay. I need to bring this to a head. I am using my psychic energy, the crow, because it speaks to the living and the dead, 5D, 3D. You may believe you can only have it in the 5D. And so you just keep waiting till you get it in 3D, but you can actually make changes in the 3D to get it in the 5D. So a physical conversation. So what is the issue? What's Dawn's issue? What's his? His, I feel he wants to hear it from you, to feel safe, to make a decision. Dawn's issue is, okay, stop freaking out. You can't make everyone happy. Have peace with the decisions that you have to make. But you do have choices. Right? You do have choices. But you also don't have to, like, okay, what do we deem as innocent? Because I'm seeing the white as the innocent. Is it appropriate that I say that? When you're being put into a box of having to be somebody for somebody? Yeah. Okay. His, please show me his. Okay. He's wanting a breakthrough. Get ready for a big breakthrough. He knows where he's going. He's baiting you. He's fishing. Oh, it even came up there. Own your power. That's your biggest message. Your power is, okay, what is taking me to my bliss? Do I need to have a conversation? At least you were honest in saying this isn't working. And that's true. All of us collectively have hit this stage where we are getting to a point where we're going, okay, what is working, what's not? And I think if you can just seize the opportunity, I feel it's going to go in your favor. Okay? I'll probably see you guys during the week. Thanks for your super chats. And if you want to give us super thanks, thank you for those too. We're having new content coming to the channel. Yes, we do have the new membership. If you want to see it, you can go to the website and go to the subscription page. It gives you a bit of an overview. We also did put a post up in the blog section on my website, and it does give you some updates. If you want to get kept in the loop of the sales, the education content, any seminars we've got, go through to the website and subscribe. It's free, and we'll keep you in the loop. Okay, take care, guys.